Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and today I'm going to be telling you guys all about 10 brands that I'm going to be leaving on the rack in 2019. Before we start, quick disclaimer, these are brands that just don't work for me right now. It doesn't mean that y'all are not going to be able to sell them. It doesn't mean that they don't fly off the shelf for somebody else. They absolutely could. The wonderful thing about this business is that different things sell for different people, and there's plenty out there for everybody, so we can all kind of figure it out and make it work within our own curated closets and all that good stuff. If you're new here, this is a channel all about reselling online. I sell on Etsy, eBay and Poshmark. I sell everything from vintage clothing and vintage hard goods to modern day clothing, and I do it all while being a working home, stay-at-home mom. I put out videos every other day, and that includes haul videos, sales videos, how-tos, tutorials, day in the lives, and all kinds of stuff in between. So if that sounds good, I would love to have you subscribe and come and hang out some more, and don't forget to say hi in the comments. Alright, so we're going to whiz through these. I'm going to tell you the 10 brands that I do not intend picking up in 2019. This is because I have tried them over and over again and I just can't move them. As with everything in life, there are always exceptions, so as I go through each of these 10 brands, I will let you know if there are any sort of out there circumstances that would make me pick it up still. Number 1, Urban Outfitters. I know, Silence and Noise, Ekote, I think I'm saying that right, Kimchi Blue, Staring at Stars, all of these brands are ones that I have picked up previously a bunch of times, and I just can't seem to sell them to save my life. And when they do move, they move for really small amounts. It's one of those weird things where, you know, they're so expensive really in real life. You know, Urban Outfitters is not a cheap store, and it's absolutely on trend for the most part, but I just can't seem to move the brands from there. The one exception that I will share is BDG, and when I say that, I'm going to be referring to denim, and a very specific kind of denim, either high-rise, highly distressed, like skinny jeans, or, and even then, like the skinny jeans and stuff, they do take a while for me, I have to say. And then also they do a type of shorts, and I can't think what it is at the moment. I'll try and like put it up here when I figure it out when the video's done, because you know it's going to come back to me then. But it's like a really high cut, high-waisted short, shows a bit of cheek, if you will, and those tend to do pretty well for me as well. But other than that, Urban Outfitters is just not something I'm going to be looking for in 2019. Number 2, Victoria's Secret. Okay, so my exception is going to be swimwear, because that does pretty well still, especially when it's new with tags. At least for the most part, I've found I'll reserve my opinion until swim season really rolls out in a month or two. But in my past experience of last year especially, it does pretty well. Even the separates seem to sell. Other than that, anything that is like massively blinged out, I'm talking like sequins as far as the eye can see, or collegiate based. Those have done okay for me in the past, depending on, again, on style and size and things like that. Larger sizes seem to do a little bit better for me. Other than that, I'm pretty much avoiding it. I just can't seem to sell it no matter what kind of offers I send out, no matter how many times I retake the down photographs. So I'm pretty much staying away from Victoria's Secret as well. Number 3, Soma. Okay, so my exception when it comes to Soma is nightwear, like pajamas or like new with tags nightwear. I've done pretty well with that. I actually featured that in several of my videos about like good sales that I've had, fast sales, sales above $30. Soma is featured in all of those. I'll link them down below and try and pop a card up as well. But other than that, like the actual loungewear in terms of just the everyday clothing and stuff, I've picked up several pieces, pants, tops, tunics, dresses, and I just can't make it move. I just can't do it. So I give up when it comes to Soma. Number 4, brace yourself, Free People. I know. Okay, so my exceptions when it comes to this brand is oversized knits and heavily distressed denim. Outside of that, the tops, the blouses, the dresses, especially in the smaller sizes, even some of the sweaters and stuff when they're not like the really big kind of boho, Lagan-looky almost, very layered pieces, I'm just having the hardest time with. Printed jeans, like skinny jeans with prints and stuff, I'm not doing well. Denim that is just like a light wash with no distressing, I'm not doing well either. I'm just having a really hard time with Free People, and it's one of those brands as well that you know, I always get excited when I find it has so many different labels, and I'm going to kind of include an array of the Free People labels so you can see how much it differs when you're on the lookout for it for yourself. But for now, we're on a break. Okay, brand number 5 is Zara. I always thought the Zara was so good. It's not a cheap brand necessarily. I mean, some of the pieces are cheaper, but some of the pieces are much better, and it comes in so many variations. There's Zara Basic, Zara Woman, Zara Man, Zara Boys, all kinds of different things. And it's featured also heavily on like the Poshmark parties, so that would tell me that it's supposed to be a popular item because they're kind of pushing it through the parties. I just don't do very well with it. I recently picked up a piece. If you haven't seen my most recent haul video, I will link it up above and down below as well, so you can check it out. And I picked up a gorgeous floral piece that was Zara, and I decided to roll the dice and take a chance on that piece and see how it would do, because it was so seasonally appropriate and definitely still on trend. But outside of that, I'm just really not picking it up anymore. Brand number 6 is Lush. So this is a brand that is sold at, I think it's Nordstrom. It could be Nordstrom Rack, but I think it's Nordstrom. And it's a really nice brand. It doesn't retail for a whole lot, but it's absolutely very like trendy. It's in my experience, it's quite like a flowy piece, very like just nice basics and things like that. Overall, I really like the brand personally, but I just cannot sell it. I've had 2 pieces in my closet for over a year now, and I can't give them away with low offers to likers and things like that. And actually they get very minimal activity with likers and stuff to begin with, so the chances are already really low. I've relisted and relisted, and I'm at the point now where I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with them. I'll probably let them just hang out in my closet, because my motto is that everything sells eventually, and on Poshmark it really doesn't hurt anything. I'm not paying relisting fees or anything like that, but they're a little bit frustrating. Every time I scroll through them to like share and stuff like that, I think, why are you here? I don't know. And they're nice pieces as well, and good sizes and stuff. So anyway, Lush is another one that I'll probably be staying away from this year too. Brand number 7 is Betsey Johnson. Okay, so not all Betsey Johnson is made equal. There is like a newer line that they brought out that went into department stores and things like that, which is a lower end line. I believe that's the one with the black and pink tag. I will put an image up so you can see what I'm talking about. And that one doesn't seem to do very well for me at all. I will be making an exception for vintage Betsey Johnson pieces and collaborations, like when you see on the label it'll be like Betsey Johnson and usually like an X or something, then a separate brand. I will probably be going ahead and grabbing those too. And the bags. The shoes I haven't done super well with, but the bags have sold really quickly for me when I found them, especially with like very bold prints that are very classic Betsey Johnson. So if the price is right, meaning like a buck or two essentially, I'll still be picking those up, but otherwise I'm staying clear for the most part, because I just can't seem to move it in a good time. Okay, brand number 8 is Converse. I feel like everybody seems to be talking about how Converse is such a good bread and butter piece for them, and I just have a really hard time moving it. Now I pick it up if it's like $1 or less, and especially if it has a bold print or color, and I have some really nice pieces in my closet. I have leather ones, I have like an ombre dip dye one, I have one with like a kind of sketch cartoon design all across, and I just can't seem to move them, even for like around the $20 to $25 mark. So I don't know about that, but the one thing that I will say outside of that is anything that has like a character associated to it. So if it's like DC or Marvel or anything like that, I'll probably still be picking that up if the price is right. And Lord in heaven, watch out for vintage Converse. I am going to share a video with you guys. I will put a card here, and I'll put it down below as well. It's called my worst like reselling mistake ever, or something along those lines. It's from ages ago, like literally 2 years ago, but I'm going to share it with you guys so y'all can just like revel in my misery when I put this video out. I found a pair of vintage Converse essentially, and it all went downhill from there. So check that video out if you're interested, but otherwise I'm thinking twice about Converse too. Alright, brand number 9 is Old Navy. Okay, so again, I know this is usually like a very good bread and butter brand, and I do still tend to pick it up if it's like plus size, and I'm talking kind of XL and above. XL isn't really a plus size, but XL and above. Usually the larger the better when it comes to Old Navy, but it sells for such a small amount. If it's in a filler bag and it's a really cute style, a really good like novelty print, maybe like a licensed tee with a character or something like that on it, and it's a larger size, like if all the stars align, I may grab it. Also, if it's a pixie cut pant or a rockstar jean with like distressing or something, and again larger size, and it's very, very cheap, I would probably still pick it up. That's my asterisk to Old Navy, but other than that, I'm pretty much staying away from it. It just takes forever to sell for me. It doesn't sell for very much. It's pretty much one of the brands that I feel like isn't super worth my time at this point, with the exceptions that I just shared with you. Okay, and number 10 is Ralph Lauren, however you want to say it. I'm not fancy, I don't pretend to be. Okay, so Lauren Ralph Lauren is like the lowest end version, I believe, of Ralph Lauren. So this is sold in like department stores, sometimes you can find it in Kohl's and things like that. And it's usually not got like the best fabric contents and stuff like that, at least in my experience, and it doesn't seem to move super quickly. Again, Ralph Lauren is not made equal. There's Polo Ralph Lauren, there's like the black label, the purple label, black and purple, you're definitely going to want to pay some more attention to, but just the green Lauren Ralph Lauren, I'll put it up here as well so you can see what I'm talking about, is their sort of lower price, lower end version of their brand, and I'm thinking twice about that too. I have newer tags that I can't seem to move either, like nice skinny stretch pants. They're just kind of hanging around. I'm trying to give them away for $15, $20 and nobody wants them, and so I'll be assessing that brand as well a lot more closely this year too. Whew. All right, you guys, that's it. So those are my 10 items that I'm pretty much sticking away from in 2019. Now, if I bring one of those home in a haul and I show it to you, please don't yell at me. If it was really cheap or I just got lost along the way and fell back in my old habits, I may have ended up grabbing it, who knows. But for the most part, those are the ones that I'm really feeling pretty much done with at the moment. Free People is going to be the hardest one, I think, in that list for me to stay away from, because every time I find it, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, I get excited and I think I'm going to take a chance because it's Free People, it has to be good, and almost every time I am burnt. Alright, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Like I said, subscribe if you want to see more and come and hang out again. Don't forget to say hello so I can say hello back, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.